Get ready with me while I tell you some outrageous advice that someone gave to me. So the advice was to just put myself out there. Out where? Where exactly must I put myself? But let me tell you what's actually happening. 73% of Gen Z report feeling lonely regularly. 55% say they have few or no friends they can genuinely rely on. And this is the most digitally connected generation in human history. So it's not about proximity. It's not about access. Something else is clearly going on. And I think I know what it is because I've lived it. There's this thing that happens in friendships now where everyone is so focused on protecting their own peace, which valid, of course, like genuinely, but it creates these relationships where nobody's actually present. Everyone's managing their own nervous system so carefully that there's no bandwidth left to actually show up for someone else. And I want to be careful here because I don't think people are bad. I just think that this generation has learned the vocabulary of mental health, like boundaries, triggers, healing, but not always the actual practice of connection. We know how to talk about our trauma, but we don't always know how to sit with someone else's. But here's what I actually believe, and I believe this because the research backs it up and because I've experienced it myself. There are genuinely good people who will say the hard thing because they care more about your growth than your comfort, people who will show up not to be seen, but showing up just because they want to, because you matter to them. The problem isn't that those people don't exist. The problem is that we've forgotten what to look for. We've confused comfort with connection. We've confused agreeing with understanding. We've confused being around people with actually being known by them. Genuine connection starts with you being honest, not performing, just being actually uncomfortably raw and honest about who you are and what you need. The right people will stay, and the ones who leave, they were never meant to be with you anyway. We are wired for connection biologically, neurologically. Loneliness activates the same pain receptors as physical injury. Your body is not being dramatic. It genuinely needs people. You are not asking for too much. You just haven't found your people yet. And for what it's worth, if you're watching this, you're probably the kind of person who thinks about things deeply, and those people will find themselves eventually.